Welcome back to today's Explainer. We're diving headfirst into the incredibly cinematic reality of China's humanoid robot race. And at the absolute center of it all, UBTECH Robotics. Today, we're unpacking exactly how this company is building a fundamentally new kind of workforce from the ground up.
So I want you to just picture this for a second. Imagine looking down a massive factory assembly line, right? But instead of seeing human workers in hard hats and high-visibility vests, you see rows and rows of intelligent humanoid machines. We're exploring a very real, very dramatic shift happening literally right now. This just isn't science fiction anymore. It's an industrial transition playing out in real time. We're talking about a fundamental transformation in how goods are manufactured, how logistics are handled, and eventually, how our daily lives are going to be supported.
To really grasp their scale, consider this staggering number: over 2,790 patents expected by. Now, in the highly complex world of robotics, intellectual property is absolutely everything. That massive portfolio isn't just a random metric. It's the ultimate defensive moat for UBTECH. It proves they aren't just, slapping together off-the-shelf parts. They're fundamentally inventing the core technologies required to make humanoids walk, grasp, and actually think.
Okay, let's quickly run through our roadmap for today. We're going to cover the rise of UBTECH, building the humanoid fleet, the industrial robot revolution, UBTECH versus the world, and finally, the future of humanoids. Let's get right into it.
Section 1. The rise of UBTECH. From a 2012 startup to a global powerhouse.
Our story kicks off in 2012 with founder Zhou Jian. And look, like a lot of hardware startups, the beginning was anything but glamorous. It was defined by grueling early struggles, immense technical hurdles, and that intense, crushing pressure of trying to get a wildly ambitious hardware company literally off the ground. But that incredible vision eventually paid off in a massive triumph. I'm talking about their alpha robots literally securing a Guinness World Record for synchronized dancing routines. And hey, this wasn't just some clever PR stunt. It was a profound demonstration of their mechanical engineering chops. It totally put UBTECH on the map, signaling to the world that they have the talent to synchronize complex robotics at a massive scale.
Moving right along to Section 2, building the humanoid fleet. This is all about their identity as a full-stack robotics company.
The absolutely crucial piece of the puzzle here is understanding their ROSA operating framework. Think of it this way: if the physical frame of the robot is the skeleton and the servo motors are the muscles, while ROSA is the brain and the entire nervous system seamlessly controlling the whole machine. It's the proprietary software bridge that lets the advanced AI cognitive functions communicate instantly with the physical hardware. Basically, it's what allows the robot to fluidly and naturally interact with its environment.
And by mastering this entire full stack, everything from the physical servo motors to that ROS framework all the way up to the cognitive AI, they built a totally vertically integrated company. They weren't relying on outside vendors for the core tech. Actually, that comprehensive in-house mastery is the exact reason financial markets had the confidence to back them, leading to a massive blockbuster listing on the Hong Kong Exchange in 2023.
When we trace their timeline, the rapid, relentless escalation of this full-stack capability is just wild. Starting with the early Alpha and Alpha Mini robots back in 2012, they quickly moved to the service-oriented Cruiser in 2017. Then came the huge leap to the Walker series with Walker X in 2021, leading us all the way to the highly advanced Walker S2 in 2024. The takeaway here? They aren't just designing theoretical concepts, they're relentlessly shipping and improving real physical products.
Which brings us to Section 3, the industrial robot revolution. Time to meet the Walker S2.
So, to truly get why the Walker S2 is such a game changer, we have to talk about embodied AI. For years, we've thought of AI as chatbots, right? Or software just living on our screens. Well, embodied AI takes that advanced artificial intelligence out of the computer and drops it straight into a physical, moving body. It means the AI can actually perceive its environment through cameras and sensors, make decisions on the fly based on that data, and then physically act on the real world, like picking up a heavy tool or safely navigating around a human coworker.
And this is exactly where embodied AI totally shines in the Walker S2's daily workflow. This robot doesn't just stand at a single station, performing one boring, repetitive task all day. No way. It autonomously changes its own batteries when it runs low. Then, it seamlessly rolls right into complex automotive assembly, using wild precision to manipulate parts. And finally, it can transition straight into logistics routing, moving materials across a busy factory floor. It is the ultimate adaptable, multi-purpose worker.
The biggest thing you should take away from all this is that mass production isn't some distant sci-fi future concept. It's happening today. This tech is being validated as we speak by major international players. UBTECH's highly strategic partnership with Airbus just perfectly highlights that these humanoids are ready to be integrated into some of the most rigorous, high-stakes manufacturing environments on the planet.
All right, let's zoom out a bit for Section 4, UBTECH versus the world. Let's look at the global humanoid battlefield.
Impartially checking out the competitive landscape, it's clear that every single player brings distinct strengths to the table. Western titans like Tesla and Figure AI, they lean heavily into general application and advanced software. Meanwhile, domestic rivals like AgiBot and Unitree iterate incredibly fast on the hardware side. UBTECH's distinct advantage, though, lies in that massive patent portfolio we talked about, along with their deep, full-stack integration built specifically for industrial reliability. It's fascinating because we're seeing entirely different strategies attempting to scale up the exact same revolutionary technology.
By comparing these two spheres of innovation, the Western titans versus the domestic leaders, we can really see the contrasting philosophies being deployed to capture this massive global humanoid market. But here's the thing, whether it's the software-first approach seen in some Western models or the rapid hardware iteration and supply chain advantages leveraged by UBTECH and its domestic peers, the shared goal is exactly the same. Everyone is racing to create scalable, reliable, embodied AI.
And that leads us perfectly into Section 5, the future of humanoids, entering our homes.
Because UBTECH's ultimate grand vision is the U1 hyperbionic humanoid. The progression they've laid out here is just fascinating. It starts exactly where we are right now, structured factory automation. But the next target market scales into healthcare applications, assisting the elderly or supporting overworked medical staff, which obviously requires much softer, far more nuanced interactions. And finally, the holy grail, transitioning these machines to function as full-time home robots, navigating the complete and utter chaos of a family living room.
So, I want to leave you with a final thought to chew on as we wrap up this explainer. Looking at the rapid, just compounding evolution we've covered today, from a struggling startup all the way to actively working on Airbus factory floors, how soon do you think it will be before a U1 hyperbionic humanoid is casually walking around your living room, folding your laundry, or brewing your morning coffee? Because, folks, the technology is absolutely no longer a question of if, it's entirely a question of when. Thanks so much for joining me today, and definitely keep your eyes on this space.